Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Fairy Tale family, where our goal is to put a little bit of magic and joy into the everyday. I am filming outside today because it is 6:30 p.m. and the sun is going to go down. So please bear with me as we are in outdoor sounds and noises. We will likely have many bloopers at the end. Today's video, without further ado, is about what is in our Amazon Prime Now cart when we're in Disney World. So we are Amazon Prime members. It costs us $99 a year. There are so many perks that come with it. My favorite two are 2-day shipping and Amazon Prime Television because they have great kids shows. Think like Daniel Tiger. We love Bubble Guppies. This is not a sponsored video by any stretch of the imagination, although Amazon hit a friend up. We would love to be sponsored by you. But we have this Prime membership, which also gives us access to Prime Now. We live on Cape Cod, which means that we don't have access to any big city amenities here. Amazon Prime Now is not available everywhere, but it is available in Orlando. So what we do and how this works is we go onto Amazon Prime, we sign in, and then we go to Amazon Prime Now, the website. There's also an app. It is separate from the Amazon Prime app. So we have the app, and then what we do is we put in the zip code, which is 32830, which is Orlando. Now, how this works. Once you're on the Amazon Prime Now app, you can load your cart with whatever it is that you want. And that's what I'm going to be showing you today is what we're physically putting into our carts. And then once you board the plane, for us, it's about a 2.5 hour plane ride from Massachusetts to Florida. Once we land, we're on the tarmac, we're landing, we're unbuckling, we hit the submit button on Amazon Prime Now. And in just a few hours from landing, everything we've ordered, well, and it can come piecemeal like Amazon parcels do, but everything we ordered gets delivered directly to our room in Walt Disney World at the resort we're staying at, or to Bell Services. Oftentimes when you arrive, your room isn't going to be ready immediately. I wrote an article about this for Mouse for Less for their blog about what to do on arrival day, since oftentimes your room just isn't ready for you to enter, to unpack, to do all of those things. I'll link that down below. So if your room isn't ready, your things get delivered to Bell Services and they can either bring it up to you or you can go down to get it. So Amazon Prime Now service is so much more convenient than needing to stop at the grocery store. And if you're on the Magical Express, I'm not sure how you would do that aside from paying for an Uber or a Lyft to take you to a grocery store and then take you back. It's also far less expensive, and you don't have to do it with weeks in advance for the Garden Grocer service, which Disney does offer. But again, you have to do that really early on before your stay, and it's way more expensive. So Amazon Prime Now has changed the game for us, especially with our toddler. When we traveled without this service, we have had to take borrowed cars or rented cars to a grocery store to get basic necessities like, well, at the time, Diet Coke and water. Because we wanted them in our rooms for our extended stays, but we didn't want to pay Disney prices. So Amazon Prime Now combines all of that. It's better prices, it's a wide variety of things that you could want, and it's so convenient for children. So let's talk about what's actually in our cart. So keep in mind that when we traveled last time, I was not on food restrictions, so Diet Coke was definitely a part of that cart. And Callie was, or is, she'll be turning 4 soon, but she was 3 at the time. So we had overnight diapers for sure and wipes, so that way we didn't have to travel with those because they're heavy. We had breakfast food. So we stayed in a 2-bedroom suite at Bay Lake Tower because our cousin Ashley stayed with us as well. So we're not huge on breakfast. Okay, Mark and Ashley are going to argue against that. I'm not huge on breakfast. I definitely don't want to pay for breakfast in the parks. So we did bananas, cream cheese, bagels. Um, we did some other fruits for the morning. Very simple. We kept it incredibly simple. And we could take a lot of that with us on the go. Like we could wrap a bagel, we could take a banana as a snack later on in the day. While the time my vice was Diet Coke, Mark also ordered iced tea from Amazon Prime Now to come. We ordered single Star Wars shapes Kraft macaroni and cheese, like that 4-pack. So that way, if we were going to do like a kids' night in where parents were going out, or a lunch right before nap time, we would have those at least as options. We also had some sparkling water delivered as well. Continuing on that breakfast train, we ordered granola and yogurt, both for Callie but also for the adults. We ordered Annie's cheddar bunnies. Of course, you need to have a snack for waiting in line sometimes, but also just for like meal transitions, end of the day. Um, we already mentioned water, and Callie loves Florida orange juice, so she was super psyched to have Florida orange juice in Florida. So we also ordered juice. A lot of this is liquid because the cost of beverages in Disney is way higher compared to the cost of some of the food prices. Oh. Some of the last items in our cart, well, at the time, this was such a lovely thing, but we ordered wine, which in Massachusetts, you can't get wine delivered to you at home because of the liquor laws here. So to order a box of wine and have it show up through Amazon Prime was awesome. It also meant that we could like take a glass of wine into the bathtub or out on the balcony and not have to pay high Disney prices. There are some amazing quality Disney wines, but a lot of the time, especially when you're drinking a white wine, it's it's not all the same, but you don't need to pay $25 a glass when you can pay $25 for a bottle. You hear me? You hear me. So a lot of this was liquid: wine, water, sparkling water, juice, Diet Coke. A lot of this was fruit for the mornings, some snacks, some necessities, and our most innovative purchase through Amazon Prime Now has to be the deluxe tension rod and the blackout curtains. So, parents, hear me out. We are not co-sleepers. No judgment if you are. We are not those people. Callie has not once ever spent the night in our bed. She one time had a super high fever, and I brought her down in the middle of the night to stay in bed with Mark while I ran the tub, but that is the extent. She and I have taken 2 naps together ever. I do love the snuggles, but she's not we do not share sleeping space, which is one of the reasons why we needed a 2-bedroom. So she slept on the pull-out couch in the living space, and we slept in the master bedroom. The problem is that when you opened the door, it looked right into that living space. So Mark, being Mark, went onto Disboards and had somebody figure out the measurements from wall to wall at the very entrance of where that dining booth table is at Bay Lake Tower and where the kitchen wall started up against, this is the washing machine right here. So Mark bought this really long tension rod to fit between wall to wall, and then 2 blackout curtains. It was a little more expensive than your average like Amazon Prime Now oranges order. It ran us around $30, nothing crazy, and then we just left it there afterwards, as we normally do. But he ran that blackout curtain so that she had a bedroom, which also meant that we could walk around to do laundry, walk around to go see Ashley on nights where we had babysitters. The babysitters had like their own separate space to sit, and then Callie couldn't see anything that was going on. This is the second time that we have ordered the tension rod and the blackout curtain. The first time we were in a studio in Bay Lake Tower. Callie was like 15 months old, and we shoved her pack and play into the kitchenette area, and that was like this wide. But this was a full room wide, which is why we needed specific measurements. So, tip for parents: if you want to block off a kid's space, a tension rod and a blackout curtain by Amazon Prime Now will do that job for you. So that's everything. Going forward, as she gets older, we'll probably have more snacks. I will have no Diet Coke, and we won't hopefully ever need wipes or diapers again. But instead of having to tote all of that with you, this is so much easier. And while you're there, if there's anything you need, you put it into Amazon Prime Now and it comes to you within hours. On the app, it'll tell you what time things got delivered, specifically what those items were, if they're being batched in different orders. Ours were all delivered within 12 hours, and we were told like the ones that were being delivered 12 hours later, like those were late. We would be receiving compensation back, like in the form of some type of tax, whatever. But it was so easy to use on the app and on the website. And now it just allows us to reorder. So put your hotel in as the address. It'll totally work. If you have a room number, great. If you don't, it goes right to Bell Services with your name on it. So that's it. Super easy. I also wrote an article for the Mouse for Less blog about Amazon Prime Now and why it is essential for parents. I'm going to link both of the Mouse for Less blog posts down below. If you haven't checked them out, they have so much information and so many different bloggers covering everything you could ever need. I'm trying to cover like the parenting niche of that, but there's so much information there. So I hope you check out the other posts as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'm glad that the sun stayed up as we're ending this video. Our lights look really pretty. I'll show them to you at the end. And stay tuned for our next videos. Bye. Don't they know I'm filming a video out here? Come on, neighbors. So this is way more convenient than stopping at the grocery store, than using the green what is it called? All I can think of is the Liam Neeson skit. Grocery service. Garden grocer, right? It's the garden grocer. Garden grocer, okay. We'll start that segment over. The deluxe extension, what's it called? Got it! The deluxe tension rod. And so, large bumblebee. Sorry, distracted easily. Look how cute! Bye. Oh, those eyebrows up close. Mama needs a wax.